My rich boyfriend came back to me after he left me for being poor. Now he wants me back after I became rich. I met Paul when I was in college. He was the sweetest man and was always there for me through my darkest moments. When he asked me out to be his girlfriend, I remembered being the happiest woman alive. Throughout the years that I have been with Paul, he has been my best friend and the person I told my secrets to. I always thought that he was the person that I would raise a family with. Paul came from a wealthy family and they had multiple vacations throughout the year while my family can't afford to go on vacations. My parents sometimes struggled to pay for the rent, and I had to take care of my siblings through multiple jobs. When I went to college, it was even more stress for me. Even though financial aid covered for my tuition, I still had to work 2 jobs to help out with the bills and my siblings. Paul knew my struggles, and he would help me do errands after school. I thought that Paul understood my problems, and he always reassured me that he understood if sometimes I didn't have time to do things. He always told me to prioritize my family, and I loved him for that. He met my family, and my family loved him. My family told him to keep him, because he was a very sincere man, and also a kind one as well. It wasn't until a couple of months later, until Paul texted me and asked me if we could talk in person. I got anxious because he didn't say anything afterward. I started overthinking about the things I might have done. We met up outside, and that's when he told me that he wanted to break up with me. My heart sank, and I asked him why. He told me that he just thought that he didn't think that we were compatible anymore. I tried fighting for him, but you can't force love. I cried for days and I ended up finding out that he started dating another girl a couple of weeks later. What's even worse is that I ended up finding out that he broke up with me because of my status. One of our mutuals felt bad for me and decided to show me the screenshots of what Paul had been saying in his group chat. I read through every text and found out that he broke up with me because he felt disgusted about my family. He talked down about my small house, talked down about how I struggled to pay my bills and had to help my parents. He told his friends that he can't imagine himself being married to my family. I broke down seeing the text and I didn't eat for the past couple of days. I thought I was healing, but that text felt like a bullet. Thankfully, my parents were there and they talked with me. They were there whenever I needed someone to rant to and cry to, and I will always be grateful for them. With the help of my parents, I began to focus on my studies. I focused hard on school and eventually, I forgot about Paul. I used to be hungry for success because I wanted to show Paul what I could do, but in the end, I started to realize that I was doing it for myself and my family. After 7 long years of college, I became a lawyer. I worked long, hard hours, and I didn't even have time to spend time with my parents or siblings. The only thing I knew was that I was sending my parents money to help them out with their bills and to help my siblings. After 5 more years, I decided to start my own law firm where I would end up becoming really successful. Recently, a client had reached out to me, asking me if my firm could defend them. He told me that he had gotten assaulted by a drunk dude who wanted to fight him at the bar. The drunk man ended up punching him first, and he told me that he wanted to press charges because he had all the evidence and footage. I decided to take the case, and when I reviewed the footage, it turned out that the drunk man who assaulted my client was Paul. You can now check if there's a part 2 by pressing share and more.